So let's go over our practice problems for adding and subtracting decimals. So the first one here is already an addition problem for us, so that's great. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow our rules, a negative plus a positive, a negative plus a positive. We're going to keep the sign of the larger number and subtract. So which one's larger? 123 is larger than that. So our answer is going to have to be negative. Now we're going to take the larger number and subtract the smaller number from it. So 123.63 minus, and remember we don't need to do anything with the negative because we've already turned it over there, 56.2. Now keep in mind we're lining up decimals, so 56.2, so that decimal needs to be lined up. Let's go ahead and answer it. Remember, if you have any blank spaces, if it's hard for you to remember, you can just add a 0, and that's okay. Keeps the number exactly the same. It doesn't change 56, and it doesn't change 0.2 at all. Still the same. 3 minus 0 is 3. 6 minus 2 is 4. I'm going to bring down my decimal so I don't forget. I cannot do 3 minus 6, so I need to take from that 2, make it a 1, bring 10 over to make it a 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. I cannot do a 1 minus 5, so I'll take from this 1, make it a 0, bring 10 over, make it an 11. Minus 5 is 6, and that's it. So it's negative 67.43. Let's try number 2. We already converted it into an addition problem from our lesson in our notebook from this page. So we had a negative and we changed it to a positive, or an addition problem, and made B a negative. Now that we've done that, we can follow our notes for a negative plus a negative. So a negative plus a negative, keep the sign negative and add. So that's easy. Okay, so we're going to put our negative sign in the answer box just so we don't forget. And now we're going to rewrite it. 98.61 plus 34.781. I've lined up my decimals, and now look at that. I have an empty space up here, so I'm just going to add a 0. All right, 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. All right, and then 6 plus 7 is 13. So I'm going to put the 3 and carry the 1. I'm going to bring down my decimal. 1 plus 8 is 9. Plus 4 is 13. So 3, carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 3 is 13. So my answer is negative 133.391. Okay. All right, well done. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 is a subtraction problem, so I need to look back at my notes from this page. A positive minus a negative. Well, really, it's just A minus a negative. So I'm going to keep A the same. I'm going to remember, I'm going to take this one and flip it over and make it an addition. So really, it's like saying negative 80.7 plus, because these two go together and make the plus symbol, 25.94. Now, we've got a negative plus a positive. A negative plus a positive, we're going to keep the sign of the larger number and subtract. Which one's larger? 80 is larger, and it happens to be negative. So I'm going to go ahead and put my negative over there now. 80.7 minus, we're going to subtract 25.94. Now, we're going to put the 0 there for the empty space. So we cannot do 0 minus 4. So let's do the 7, change it to a 6, and borrow, and we're going to make 10 over to bring 10 over. 10 minus 4 is 6. Now we can't do 6 minus 9, so can we borrow from 0? No, so we're gonna have to go over to the 8, make it a 7, bring 10 over, make it a 10. Now we're gonna take from that 10, make it a 9, bring 10 over, and now we've got 16. Lots of steps there. 16 minus 9 is 7. And then we're gonna bring down the decimal so we don't forget it. 9 minus 5 is 4. 7 minus 2 is 5. And again, we've already got the negative, so it's negative 54.76. Okay, so go ahead and try that reflection there and then keep going on your practice.